Scientists have discovered an important molecular link between lung tumor growth and disrupted circadian rhythms, according to a new study with mice. Circadian rhythms, sometimes called the biological clock, is the cellular process that rules sleep-wake cycles. Jet lag, nighttime snacking, lack of sleep, or irregular work schedules can wreck circadian rhythms. The World Health Organization has proclaimed that disrupted circadian rhythms are a probable carcinogen. The latest research in Science Advances describes that when the circadian clock gets off track, it implicates a cancer signature gene known as HSF1 that can trigger lung tumors. Lungs are under tight circadian control and seem to be particularly vulnerable to a disrupted biological clock. The paper describes in mouse models the role of HSF1 signaling, a previously unknown mechanism that may explain tumor formation in response to rhythm disruption. The findings also suggest that it may be possible to target HSF1 with drug therapy to prevent cancer among people with frequently disturbed circadian rhythms. Although this study was done in mice, other data link circadian disruption to human tumors, says co-author Brian Altman, an assistant professor of biomedical genetics at the University of Rochester Medical Center. Everything points in the same direction, he says. Altman notes that, in this case, when the circadian clocks in mice are disrupted by inconsistent sleep, for example, the outcomes are highly relevant to people who work night shifts or rotating schedules. Katia Lamia, associate professor of molecular medicine at Scripps Research Institute, is the study's lead author. The National Science Foundation and the National Institutes of Health funded the work.
The watching, interacting, and participation of any kind with anything on this page does not constitute or initiate a doctor-patient relationship with verypudic.com. None of the statements here have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. The products of verypudic.com are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information being provided should only be considered for education and entertainment purposes only. If you feel that anything you see or hear may be of value to you on this page or on any other medium of any kind associated with, showing, or quoting anything relating to verypudic.com in any way at any time, you are encouraged to and agree to consult with a licensed healthcare professional in your area to discuss it. If you feel that you're having a healthcare emergency, seek medical attention immediately. The views expressed here are simply either the views and opinions of verypudic.com, others appearing and are protected under the First Amendment. Verypudic.com promotes evidence-based natural approaches to health, which means integrating her individual scientific and clinical expertise with the best available external clinical evidence from systematic research. By individual clinical expertise, I refer to the proficiency and judgment that individual clinicians acquire through clinical experience and clinical practice. Verypudic.com does not make any representation or warranties with respect to the accuracy, applicability, fitness, or completeness of any multimedia content provided. Verypudic.com does not warrant the performance, effectiveness, or applicability of any sites listed, linked, or referenced to, in, or by any multimedia content. To be clear, the multimedia content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or seen in any website, video, image, or media of any kind. Verypudic.com hereby disclaims any and all liability to any party for any direct, indirect, implied, punitive, special, incidental, or other consequential damages arising directly or indirectly from any use of the content, which is provided as is, and without warranties.